Okay, so this is part of the gang stalking. Okay, here's how it works. I just ordered a gun with the purpose of hoping I'd be denied because I know I'm being investigated. So I'm thinking I'm going to get denied of this purchase. That'd give me a jump off point for a lawsuit, right? No, they allowed the purchase as if there's no big deal. But just 2 days ago, and it was on the today is September 4th, 2019. And so I ordered the gun and was to be picking it up today, and basically before I went to get it, they sent a gang stalker, okay, to basically tell me that somebody's going to break in here and steal my shotgun and steal my personal items. And I'll tell you how the conversation went. She comes up to me and she's like, now this is how the gang stalking works. She doesn't know I just ordered a shotgun, okay? And well, she does. They told her, or they had to have loaded her lips in some way, right? So she comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, somebody broke into our apartment, or somebody stole a bunch of stuff from our apartment." And then she's like, "A shotgun." And I was just like, that's when I knew. Okay. Anything else? And I was really glad I was recording that conversation because I decided, since they're recording everything I do, I'm going to record everything they do. And so I've been keeping a recording of a separate little device I have, and I don't let anybody, I mean, it's on me all the time. I like very protective over it. And so I basically recorded that conversation, and it was awesome. I got it. So, but how are you going to prove that she said that she had? And then she probably filed a report for having her shotgun stolen. And you can't say that. But if she were coached to say that and put under oath and really believe that she needs to tell the truth rather than be intimidated, and we're in a different county, and the law is clear that perjury is a felony. And even if she lies under oath, the jury's going to look at her face, and I'm going to get her to stumble, and then I'm going to testify and say, I contradict her completely. And I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm going to instruct the jury to watch their faces as they lie. I'm just saying. In addition to what I already have. And she might crack, okay, I'll tell you the truth. But, okay, so they're letting me know. So she says he got the shotgun and uh, other personal items, and I was just like, and some of the things she said that they took was like, yeah, I get it. Basically a message to me, and we'll bring that out in court. I'm not gonna put that on YouTube, but I mean the details of everything that she knew, like personal details of my life. Oh, okay. She didn't say that. I can't prove that, right? But can I? Can I? Okay, so she's talking about how they stole her shotgun, which happens to be very similar to the one I just ordered and was going to go pick up today. But then I don't really care about guns. And I was trying to, really, the only reason for the purchase was to provoke them to, like, deny the purchase. Then I could have a lawsuit. And then I'm realizing that the Lord's showing me that there might be somebody who has something personal against me from way long time ago. Like totally out of context, should not be in any way involved in any type of investigation of me. Oh, and they're gonna get it. That's a whole separate lawsuit. And I know who they are. There's more than one. And they're going to be put under oath too. And also, after they lie under oath, we're going to get them for perjury too. And I'll still win the case. Y'all can lie all you want. I'm going to win. So hilarious. So basically, we're getting things started right now for court. But I think World War III is going to happen before any of that. And, the enormous red dragon in Revelation chapter 12, okay, start from its tail. Now, what's the tail? That's the farthest point from the main body. If you look at a lion, that tail sticks up and kind of flip. That's the farthest point. There ain't no part of that lion that's anywhere close to the end of that tail. I'm just saying. So when you look at a dragon and you assume China is a dragon, from a far distant place, China launches stars from the sky to the earth. Now, stars are the same chemical composition and the same chemical reactions that cause the sun, okay, to burn brightly. That's the same exact uh, reactions that you have in a nuclear device, in modern nuclear devices. So stars is a really good description. Plus, they're coming from the sky to the earth. That's how a nuclear strike is going to happen. Okay. So the Bible says that Russia and China allied together. That's the bear, obviously, Revelation 13. And then we see in the book of Revelation, we see a lion and an eagle. That's the book of Daniel. There's a lion eagle that gets into a fight with a bear dragon. Or actually, it's a bear. In the book of Daniel, it's the bear. So it's Russia described, and it's pretty gruesome. It says he tramples everything under its feet and crushes it under its feet. And imagine after a lion and a bear get into a fight, and the bear's going to just completely maul that thing and rip it to shred. And it says it eats it. In other words, imagine a bear mauling a lion and an eagle, okay, and then ends up eating them, just ripping them to shreds and eating them. That's what the Bible says in the book of Daniel. So it's not a good outlook for the USA. I imagine there's patriots who hate me for saying this stuff, but you're going to produce more pornography than world history could even bear on one side of the state. And on the other side of the state, everybody's a perfect saint who basically would crucify and murder someone who's innocent and not give them a fair trial, or even I'm just saying, you guys have no idea. If all truth, and that's the basis of the lawsuit, if all truth about me, and that's why they didn't give me a chance to testify. They didn't give me I don't know who my accusers are, and they're certainly serious enough that they are literally physically accusing me without word. Then I've been sentenced. How have I been? Did this judge sentence me to this? Is there a judge out there that sentenced me? Because it's been 2.5 years of my sentence, and this sentence is about to come up, and that judge is going to be disbarred. And that's another lawsuit. Imagine I get really good and win one case, and all of a sudden I got a bunch of fucking money. I'm just saying, I already know I'm going to do it. Then I'm going to go after everybody. First, for criminal purposes. And then secondary, if I can't get them in a criminal way, I'm going to tie them up in court. It'll be all my own man hours. I'll be a multimillionaire by then, sitting in my brand new home wondering what am I going to do with the rest of my life, filing legal paperwork from my office that's downtown Los Angeles prime real estate. I'm just saying, fuck you. That's if China doesn't fulfill what the prophecy says. I mean, look at it. Revelation. And then whenever you see 7 heads and 10 horns, you got to see it the way God is showing you. 7 nations, 10 leaders. This is the Antichrist. The beast of Revelation is China and Russia allied together with North Korea, Iran, and Turkey. What do you think they're going to do to democracy? And aren't you glad we're going to retaliate with a full-scale nuclear strike against these people, hoping to destroy them bad enough that we can afterward have a little bit of a life? Hopefully. And Donald Trump announcing that he's the chosen one to take on China at the last Trump. The trumpet will sound. And then he's got 8 more years of his administration. Are they going to wait until he loses an election? Or wins an election, then blame it on him? Or try to make him... See, they're going to tell you, everybody afterward, after this happens, when there's a fucking crater just southeast of I-5, just like I said, and I'm not joking, that's really going to happen. And after World War III, go down and look at the Tukwila area. I think it went off slightly somewhere east of I-5 even. That's what I saw in the vision. People can say, are you fucking murder with that? No, I did. And I'll put people on the stand who have experienced my ability to predict the future. And if I have one saved person on that jury, God's going to speak to him by the power of the Holy Spirit. And since I have jury selection, I'm definitely weeding out anybody with a skull and crossbones tattoo. So that means y'all ain't going to make it. Y'all ain't going to win. I'm going to find people who want to hear the truth and want to examine, and then we're going to educate the jury about due process of law. And we're going to identify that weird plastic-looking guy, the really old guy, but he had huge big old arms. You can tell he's injecting steroids, which is another lawsuit we're going to pursue on this guy. You know, and you could tell he was an undercover, not an undercover, but like he was wearing, you could tell he was ex-military because his belt was like shiny, perfectly black. His shoes were perfect, black. His shirt was like super nice pressed, but it was casual. You could tell he was like freaking control freak of all control freaks, as far as like, probably was in the Marines, probably was a sniper, probably had his firearm at his side. He was wearing like plain clothes, but it was slacks. He was driving a government car, and then he went and talked to the guy that I buy a sandwich from every day. Or I used to enjoy that, but not anymore. Not after that. I'm just saying, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to... That's what's fucked up, though, because from that point on, every time I went to go, that guy was there. So he walks up, I buy this sandwich from this guy like once a week or twice a week. A really good sandwich. Then I'm right there when this big old military-looking FBI freaking plastic man. He looked like his skin looked like plastic. He was bald. He was like a white guy, and he had these big old giant arms, and his legs were kind of small. Like he was disproportionately large in the chest and arms. He looked like a lobster crab. And anybody who watches this video knows exactly who I'm talking about. And right in front of me, he went and talked to the guy that I buy Sam. And then that guy looked at me, and he looked like he saw a ghost or a dead body or something. The fearful, crazy. And I want to know and put them both under oath. Exactly what did you say? And why would you do that right in front of me? And now I can't even go. I'm already being gang stalked and hiding in my little place where I live. And since I think World War III is going to happen, I'm going to just enjoy my life and do whatever I want in my private life. So I don't see a problem with it. And now it looks like we might have a couple more years because it looks like I might have time to file a big fucking lawsuit against these guys. I know I'm going to win. Ah. Woo! And this is part of the record that I'm creating. So yeah, you want to start this a year and a half ago? I'm just saying, I could have started legal action a year and a half ago. And when I put people under oath, we're going to find out exactly what's going on. And yeah, I have people I know are going to testify. And I'll put them under oath and they'll tell the truth. And if they're coached to lie, we're going to fry you guys. I'm just saying, if they say, well, the investigation team told me to say this, we all got together, the whole fucking community, we all agreed we're going to lie in court. And one person's sitting there sweating, going, oh no, don't worry, it's in a different county. Don't worry. That's where, you got a lawsuit when you realize you got to go to a different county to file. And they want to keep gang stalking me. Go ahead. Oh, praise God. They're like, we have something on you that you don't know we have. What could that please tell me what it is. Let me meet my accusers and see the evidence against me. And I bet you there's so much evidence that exonerates me, and they're going to be like, we never collected that evidence, and I'm going to testify. If you guys don't produce every drop of evidence, I'm going to be pissed. Because I want to see it all. You can't just show the picture of like my backpack with a knife in it and a pair of ski gloves when it's like 40 degrees out and I'm going dirt bike riding. Yeah, he's got a knife and gloves, And and you wear a barricolo when you're riding a motorcycle. I'm just saying, especially if it's cold. We really got you now, boy. Okay, what the fuck ever, bro, bring it. It's like, anyway. Yeah, and frankly, let's start the due process at least. At least, I bet you if they had convicted me of whatever the fuck it is, I'd be out of jail by now. I've already been 2 years sentenced. I know what they want to convict me of. It's masturbation. Probably. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we present to you, like, the terrible, most awful guy. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Oh, Lord. And then you're going to ask the jury, Mrs. Johnson, tell the truth. Have you ever been... Now, you're under oath. Have you ever been to the produce section of a Walmart? Well, yes. Have you ever been single for like 5 years or more? Yes. Have you ever thought you're going to get a cucumber sandwich and then ended up with a whole lot more? And then watch the look on her face. I'm just saying, well, that's personal and private. Sorry, but everybody has done it. So I'm going to put all the jurors on trial too. I'm going to basically, each one of you who raised your hand who's ever done this, let's see a show of hands. Has anybody in the courtroom ever masturbated? Anybody online? Well, let's start this discussion. Let's make this video viral. Has anybody never masturbated? And what happens when masturbation is way better than some nasty girl that you shouldn't have been with in the first place, and you finally decided, that's it, I'm done? Or not anyone specifically, but like, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. We go through learning experiences, and it's like they think that somehow my learning experience is way fucked up right now because I have been really celibate for so long. They don't understand that. They're living their life, going home, swimming in their pools, having friends over, having groups. Listen, man, the single people in your community are having a hard time. All they see is everybody's happily married. And they just want to go home and cry. I'm just saying. It's true. So all I need is one or two people on the jury who really believe in God and have been celibate and actually, or experienced that at some time in their life. Like a guy who really serves God, but, you were married at 30. You went through your 20s and 30s. I went through that, baby. That was difficult. Anyway, how can I see, this is the kind of thing that they're going to try and convict me of. Oh, really? All right. I mean, shoot, crucify me, I guess. I mean, who hasn't ever masturbated? I'm just saying. Oh my God. And I'm blessed. That's the problem, is I'm super blessed too. Most of these guys who are investigating me probably for many years have had erectile dysfunction, and in court when we cross-examine, we're going to pull their medical records, and it's just as private as whatever they want to reveal about me. So if they're going to reveal all this private data about me, any investigator out there, you better be ready to reveal your private personal life, and we're going to find out what kind of medications you use, and it turns out you've been erectile dysfunction since 1997. I'm just saying, you got your fill in your 20s, and then you ran out. I'm the opposite. I didn't get nothing in my 20s. I'm going to put this online. Make this go viral, you guys. I'm in a lawsuit against gang stalkers, and one of them might be a person who hates me from a long time ago. Another is a person who tried to prevent me from graduating from high school. Another one is yeah, it's true. Really, if you look at the history, best predictor of history or of the future is history, and that's a fact. And so, yeah, if you look at the history of things, you'll go, oh, man. I'm just saying. That's why I want to be able to testify. Let me put my side of the story out there. And what if some people who are just hating me and wanting to kill me are sitting there in the jury crying by the end of it, going, you're so true, it's so sad, and it shouldn't happen that way. And it's true if you really hear the whole story. It's like the story that I have to tell, I was hoping would lead to a real arrest of a real fucking criminal, in court. I'm going to tell a story in court that could put a real criminal in fucking jail, prison. But we can find him if he's still alive. I heard he was dead, but I don't know. If he's still alive, I'd like to see him live his end of days in prison. Because there's wicked people out there who actually do evil. And then that messes up a little kid during formative years when your brain is still malleable and shit happens to you. I just discovered the fucking cause of most people's weirdness is abuse during that first formative years after you can see clearly, but before you understand language yet. And even then, from basically, if you do I took advanced psychology courses in college, and I can tell you that the brain of human development is really unusual. It's super advanced. The smartest, most intelligent animal out there is only as intelligent as about a 2-year-old child, because a normal 2-year-old child at about 2 begins to speak, and in 1 year will learn 10,000 words. And by the time a child is 3 years old, they're so far more advanced than any other animal anywhere on the planet. And that's at age 3. So the human brain is super, like, unbelievably powerful. And the developmental years when you're learning speech, like if you're, that's why little kids can learn Spanish, English, and German all by the age of 5. And that's the best time to train them. If you got a kid and you want to do an experiment, and they're bilingual, English, Spanish, while they're still young, take them to the German daycare for a few months of the summer and watch them learn in just a few days to speak German, because their brain is malleable. And so when you have an experience at a young age, it messes up your head. And then when you hit midlife crisis, which is also an actual psychological phenomenon, you might go a little bit overboard in everything. I mean, I got to be able to testify under oath in court and meet my accusers and see all evidence presented against me and put an end to this gang stalking. And I'm going to put this on YouTube, so leave a comment and share it with a friend and say, what do you think? And pray for me. If you see this video and you think, he's not my full curse on him, you are the very person that's lukewarm. I guarantee you're probably going to, I don't believe in no World War III before we get everything we have before any of this. You're going to find out. You're going to find out. So we're going to upload this video, and even though I reveal personal, private, humiliating, embarrassing details of my personal private life in this video, well, everybody at my work seems to already know it all, and people in the community seem to think something about me that I don't even know, and I know it's not true. And I'm just like, we're going to put an end to this legally. So go ahead and share this video, subscribe. And let's start a discussion about masturbation. I want to see anybody who wants to put in there, I'm just saying, are you going to tell us, oh, I remember this one time, there was this nun, and she had a garden, and she had a cucumber patch, and it's like, oh, fuck. She just loved it. I'm just saying, why are we going to start this conversation? I'm just saying. Anyway, praise God. I think they're going to try to put me in prison and make me have to go from city to city and state to state for the rest of my life. I at least need enough money to get another education and do something else. If y'all don't want me doing customer service and sales, I guess the last thing is attorney at law. And that's my only option. And I'm excited about it. Like, I can learn law. Totally. Like, if it was math, if I had to learn, programming, I wouldn't be interested in. I'd just get bored with it. I could do it, like programming computers or learning an iPhone language or something. It's not my type of thing. I'd be bored with it. Pilot, I always think I wanted to be a pilot, but we can't have you flying all over the earth. Yeah, fuck you, I'm gonna, bitch. Especially when I get my settlement. And I'll include in the settlement that you can bring your buddy, Alfredo, because he ain't Alfredo nothing. He can be my personal bodyguard and my witness for the rest of my life, and you guys can fund it. And frankly, you're gonna save money by having me a personal bodyguard, having me being able to have, because you won't have to fly no Hercules C-130 over my campsite anymore. And you can have cameras all around the outside of my house, but not inside the house. And if I see you violate my privacy by telling some person in the community some lie about me, I'm going to fully go after you to the full extent of the law. So basically, I want my privacy. This is the demand package. I want my privacy. I want a budget so I can hire some military veteran to be my freaking bodyguard and to be my witness. Maybe have 2 or 3. I'm gonna always have a cell phone and go where cameras are, just for you guys. Well, you do that anyway. And I'm gonna be on the fucking ground floor of an apartment that I own, so I can have an income. And it's all gonna be from the money that I win from this settlement. And I'm gonna save the county a lot of money because I know they gotta fight fires. So I'm gonna say, you know what? I don't want to take from your firefighting budget. That would be messed up. That's why I have a problem with even filing a lawsuit. That's why it's been 2 years. I thought about it and then thought I couldn't do it. And then the Lord inspired me and gave me strength and said, yes, you can. I get super depressed when I think I can't, what am I going to do? And then when I realize I can learn law and I can do it and it's a new career, and I used to make Flash websites. I mean, I learned how to do that. I was self-taught. I mean, I paid for University of Oregon education, but why pay for it? I could go to University of Oregon and take every single class on their curriculum somehow. Go into each, well, they probably now, because they have so much stuff online, but if you go into each lecture and sit there and know the schedule, ask somebody to get this, hey, can I borrow your, hey, can you, or be there first day of class, grab a syllabus. You know, go out and buy the book and just be in class. 3, you don't get the degree. Fuck, dude. I'm going to fuck you guys up in court, bro. You guys want to gang stalk me all the way up to the law school, University of Oregon? Let's do it. I'm just saying. And who knows if I even really have an attorney right now? Who knows if people's mouths aren't watering for this? I'm just saying I'm going to win. I've even got a legal call to make with Big Five, and I'm basically going to threaten to litigation against them if they don't cooperate. And then I'm going to get the ear of their attorney. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to explain to them what's going on with me. And I'm going to make sure that he knows that as soon as I have the funds, I'm going to take him to court and I'm going to sue him personally or Big Five organizations for what happened with my firearm. I'm just saying, they gang stalked me, told me they're going to send somebody to steal it if I bring it here. And walk away with some of my other stuff. So no point in even trying. I didn't even want it in the first place. I only got it to see if they deny the sale so I could have a jump off point for my lawsuit. So I know exactly what to do to provoke and make illegal records and documentation of everything that's going on until I get what I need. And that's that.